"21st century, for many the apex of human history. The age of technology, of scientific development. Times of progress and prosperity.
3, 2, 1, 0.
We live in so diverse societies, between so different cultures that enrich our history and make us feel proud of being human beings. The age of internet, where everything seems so accessible and everything so connected. But also, it is the era of individualism. I don't have time. The era of selfishness. Amidst this perplexity, the question is it still possible to connect people regardless of their origin, belief, or race?
We observe in our society when people start to live individual and not to bother about others in the community. That makes it very challenging to bring people together in one accord. However, when we start thinking about the benefit of the community and to do the right thing is we need to come together. And this is where the One Vision was initiated. The one reason is everyone come together and share ideas, share resources, get trained and show a better way of dealing with the difficulties in our community.
I think one of the first things I remember clearly is having the different charities just tell the church who they are and what they do, all the small local charities in Watford. And what he noticed is that these charities were surprised that they didn't even know each other, even though they were in the same town.
That is the reason why One Vision is bringing people together.
One of the things I love about the term One Vision is that it expresses something that's really needed in this community, and that is people sort of working together in one direction. The exact opposite of division.
You know, we live in an age where, and a time in which everybody is about fractions and divisions and it's about me and my interests, you know, whether in politics or nationalism, etc. One Vision is about saying, what are the needs in our community? Who can we bring help and aid to? And it's bringing people together from all around, so whether they be Christian, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostals, other faith groups, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, etc. And with that one purpose of seeking, how can we be, in my reading, how can we be like Jesus? In the sense of, how can we bring relief to the poor, to the sick, to those who are ailing, to those who are lonely, to those who need some more direction in their lives. And for me, this is so much, as I would interpret it, the work of Christ.
I mean, Jesus did it in many different ways. He spoke to his disciples, those guys who were following him, and he would just show them. He wouldn't just talk to them and teach them, he would show them. By reaching out, he would reach out to a Samaritan woman, he would reach out to a leper, to all kind of people from society that were considered not to be part of the society. He reached out to everyone. He did not make any exception. Young and old, he would say to children, come and sit on my lap. He would be with the elderly, everyone.
So yes, it's vitally important that we connect with people of different cultures, different backgrounds. And that's what I see One Vision doing to a large extent. It's been able to connect with people we probably wouldn't have connected with otherwise.
One Vision has embraced this tremendously. In fact, they have shown us what it means to build communities. By the work that they do, they have brought different faiths and different groups together. They have been actively involved in trying to ascertain what the needs of the various communities that they serve need, and they have practically solicited the help of different groups to come together so that they can meet these needs.
We've all got a stake in society, and so it's important that everyone has a voice and we understand what the issues are, what problems there are out there.
Actually, if we can get everybody to be thinking about that respect and that line, it would be absolutely tremendous. And I think this is one of the great transformational things of this programme.
The year 2020 began with an uncomfortable uncertainty. On the one hand, many political leaders were skeptical of a possible global crisis due to a new virus. On the other hand, health experts were concerned about the disease that was devastating China and that had soon begun to spread to other countries.
The numbers outside China are still relatively small. They hold the potential for a much larger outbreak.
Mysterious pneumonia outbreak in Wuhan, China.
A new type of coronavirus.
The number of affected countries has tripled.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
When sadly the COVID crisis hit, Enoch reached out to me to let me know what work they were doing, but also see where I could support them. And I've been very proud of the fact that I've been able to work with them very closely over the past few months. Every Saturday I come to help volunteer. And really the reason why I do it is because there's a genuine passion and love for the community through One Vision, through the work that they've been doing, in particular with the food deliveries they've been organising, but also a very spiritual approach actually to the care they've had for the local community, where they're reaching out not just to feed people, but also to look after the vulnerable, to make sure that they're feeling okay and that they know that they're being supported.
Almost 750,000 people in the UK have lost their jobs since March when lockdown began.
The Job Retention Furlough Scheme is currently paying the wages of 8 million people and has so far cost £11 billion.
I'm Peter Taylor, the elected Mayor of Watford, and this year we've seen a big increase in unemployment in the town. At the start of 2020, 1,500 residents were unemployed, and at the end of the year it's well over 4,000. So I know that there's lots of families in need.
One Vision has made a massive difference in Watford over the last 12 months. They have been there to support people in need, whatever that need is, so people with mental health problems, needing food. And I think above all, they've brought people together. So I'm incredibly grateful for the huge contribution that they've made to this town and been really keen to support them over the last year.
I'd only been in post a few weeks when COVID, the pandemic, hit. I got to know One Vision during the pandemic period and worked with them, and their team worked really closely with the team at the council around a whole range of initiatives, from food parcels, food banks, helping with vaccination rollout. Really important that we have that really strong relationship with One Vision, and a relationship that I hope that we will continue to nurture and grow in the future.
We're here in Watford, going to people's houses, taking presents, spreading a bit of goodwill, because at this time, as you all know, It's a time where we should be together with families. It's good to see the volunteers, people that are actually really going out their way to actually bring back those stories of people, just being happy to have a conversation with people. The fact that we're thinking about them, and those hundreds of people that we know that are working with One Vision, and it's great to see, so many positive stories that are coming out from now.
I'm here in one of the streets in Watford where I'm driving to deliver some hot meals and some grocery bags. As you can see, there's beautiful houses. However, we do not know what's behind the doors. During this COVID, people are hit by financial difficulties, with their children and their loved ones going through hard time. In fact, I remember that when I knocked the door, there was a lady came out, and they have got a swimming pool in their house. When you see from outside, we do not understand what's going on behind their doors, and that's where we are here to support them, just to lift them up with some hot meals and some grocery bags. So you can see every day the volunteers comes forward and delivers hot meals to the most in need. And we meet hundreds of families every day, and we deliver hot meals and grocery bags to the most in need. And our volunteers work every day, 6 days a week, to ensure that they deliver hot meals during the afternoon and also grocery bags during every day of the week.
It's the oldest Gurdwara in all over London and Europe. So this is the first temple, sixth temple in all over Europe and London.
One of the services that we have from Gurdwara Sahib, it's called Langar Seva. Langar Seva is providing free meals, hot meals, to anyone who needs. This is provided to everyone irrespective of their caste, colour, creed, their background, their status. It is one of our services which promotes equality, because we all sit together and we eat. Irrespective of who you are, you can contribute towards the cooking of the meals. During lockdown period, we realized there'll be many people would be disadvantaged by this lockdown. So we decided to use all our resources and start cooking meals that were then being dispatched to food banks, youth hostels, hospitals, elderlies, and anyone who would request it or rang us. We tried to organize volunteers who would deliver food to them. We have been helped by many organizations in order to ensure that these services are reaching where they need to be. So we've collaborated with One Vision, who have been doing a beautiful job. They come collect langar from us, and then they take it as far as Watford, and then they're distributing to families who they have with them who receive this hot langar from us.
COVID-19 situation has put a lot of people in different issues. Some people, they lost their loved ones. Some people, they lost their job. They gone into financial difficulties. Some people, they even lost their friends and colleagues. So as One Vision, our aim is to empower all our charities to directly look into the people who are in need. So the COVID-19 has put a lot of issues in the community, not only losing their loved ones, not only getting into the financial difficulties, and their mental health is a big issue of certain people in the community.
We all are mental humans. We have a mind that is affected by sunshine, by laughter, by joy, by beauty, but it's also affected by things that we see around us, pain, trouble, diseases. COVID has had this enormous effect on all of us. Whether you're very down or very up, we are all affected by COVID. The mental health issue will be with us for a long time. We have a long way to go. We all will have to somehow find an answer to what's going on, what has been going on in our lives, how our lives have been disrupted, but especially when it comes to those who have lost people. We have not even been able to mourn in a proper way. We have not been able even to maybe come to the funerals of our loved ones. There's a long way to go, but together we can do it. Together we can help one another and be that support, to be carers for one another, first aid helpers in mental health issues.
COVID crisis, as with the whole country, hit Watford hard. It's been an incredibly tough time for many, many people, and I think everybody in some way has been impacted by it, whether it be sadly through their health, through people that they know that have been affected, economically, even down to being locked down for a period of time, which has an impact not just physically but also on mental health. And so my work, and I know the work of One Vision, has been about how do we help people through this really tough time, but also do it in a way that hopefully has a lasting impact. And I think the future with One Vision, the future with the community groups across Watford, the future that I see my role playing within Watford as the Member of Parliament, is to see how can we take the good that's come out of this awful crisis. And that is very much come down to community. I think the community cohesion that One Vision has shown, as well as the interfaith work that's been happening, as well as just the ability for neighbours to help neighbours and empowering them to do that, has been just incredibly powerful.
It's been such an awful time for young people, both with school, with college and universities, not what it was, with no apprenticeships, with perhaps having too many people at home. That sounds strange. Maybe there was no one at home before, but there's too many people at home now. It's a really tough time being away from your friends. So there's going to be a lot of healing and nurturing through that period, which is very important. And in terms of mental health, I think that follows. There's going to be a lot of issues, both with the younger age group, but indeed those who've been through bereavement, those who've lost their jobs, been furloughed. It seemed lovely at the time to be furloughed, but I think after a while that all got a little bit lonely, and I think loneliness is another thing that you've identified.
I've come today, it's a Sunday, and I thought you guys were closed because I just got a call from a mother who is self-isolating. She's very sick, she's got 3 children, and she's run out of food. One, she can't get to buy some food, and she hasn't got the energy to cook. All her children are under the age of 10 and she's struggling. So I said to her, that's fine, I'm going to just drive past One Vision and hopefully the church will be open. And I saw you guys and I thought, great. And look, there's loads of stuff here. So I'm going to grab a bag and some hot food and some biscuits, etc., some cake to drop over later to this family.
This is a brilliant community project which I think has got all the hallmarks of actually doing what we should be doing more of. Looking after the local community. If we can look after the local community, hopefully they can look after even more.
I think what's happened throughout this crisis is an analogy that I've used a few times in speeches, which is that as individual threads it's easy to break, but actually as individual threads, when we come together and woven together, we're much stronger and it's harder to pull us apart. And I think this has shown that when you have community groups like One Vision who are bringing people together, who are enabling them to help at a time when they may have felt helpless themselves, it's so powerful. And one of the aspects of that from my point of view is that when you look at people who've come here, it's grown and grown and grown. I remember being here the first weekend that we came to do deliveries of food. It was a few handfuls of food, a few boxes of deliveries from local restaurants, and there was 4 or 5 of us in the hall. Now I come and throughout the day you're delivering hundreds and hundreds of parcels of food. You're having so many people that are getting involved, and I think that what that's shown is that you give people the opportunity to do good, they will take it.
We created a food program and an operation hub where we all come together. So from here, we deliver around 4,000 hot meals per week. And there's different volunteers, cooks, different food. And we deliver about 600 to 800 food parcels, grocery food parcels, to the people who are in need in the community. Especially, we deliver to 22 schools in our local in Watford. That is something we can do to support the needs in our community.
I've been with One Vision for almost a year now, and we've supported service users all over Watford. But our long-term vision is to continue working and supporting everybody that needs our support during COVID and when COVID, please God, ends soon. We want our vision to continue supporting the wider community, and I know we will do that.
So, as One Vision, we started to think about bringing people together in more closer, and we start thinking about community cohesion, work with all the communities together. We start thinking about working with young people. That's why we started Watford Youth Council, where we are looking into come up with projects for the young people. And we're working with great chefs to create a food program so we can keep this program consistent to deliver the needs, what people needed in our community. And also we're building a mental health and well-being platform so we can address this together with the professionals.
And that's something that I really would say to anybody who's watching this, that if they can come and help at One Vision or other local charities, but if they can come and help and they can volunteer, that it's the right thing to do, but also they'll find that it'll lift their own spirits. It'll show they're not helpless during this very difficult time, and actually being able to go and contribute hands-on with helping others and helping neighbours and help the community. You'll find that actually your spirits will be lifted, you'll feel better, but also you're making a massive difference to the community around yourself and others in Watford.
In a year that's seen unprecedented levels of hate speech targeting people of so many different minority backgrounds, I think it's so important that we stand together to interrupt hate, because when one form of hatred exists, other forms of hatred exist, and everyone in society is negatively impacted by it. So I'm excited to work with One Vision to counter hate speech and to bring people together to make a more cohesive society for everyone.
If you're someone that needs help, this is the great place to come to, because they have the resources and have the reach to get and bring things to a point where then it can be distributed to the community and places where it's really needed. So One Vision is exactly what it says. It's a single place where so much can come together for the benefit of the communities of Watford, whether you be single parent, whether you be a low-income parent, or whether you just be somebody that just needs a little bit of help. This is the place that you should come, because they're all too willing to help.
Of course, none of this would be possible without you. So my heartfelt thank you to all our volunteers and supporters. One Vision aims to make a difference, and it is currently changing people's lives. So anyone can be part of it. We know that together we are stronger, and together we can build a stronger community. If you want to know more about who we are, or if you want to be part of our community project, please contact us or visit our website.
Let's all come together, let lessons be learned, for the sick and the suffering, let's pray, for those who are giving, please let them be safe, for the sick and the suffering, let's pray, that this time will soon end, we will need time to mend, see our loved ones again and keep giving, outside children let's all see with clear eyes. We must utilize. Let's gain new perspectives so we can keep giving for the lives that were stolen away, leaving loved ones who hurt. May we tend to their sorrow and pray for tomorrow. Take a moment today and look up to the sky. See the stars flying high, feel their presence nearby. Yes, the children will play, living life for today. Care for the old, much more precious than gold. We will be free. Yes, we once more. We will be free once again to unlock and walk straight through that door. Breathe and save our freedom. For the world is your kingdom. So just trust and just hold and be free. When we all come together right now, will lessons be learned? Will we have solidarity? Let's pray. And for those who are giving their lives, will we keep them safe? For this world that is suffering,